Have you ever wondered how you can spot a liar just by paying attention to a few subtle signs? Do you know that some people reveal the truth without even realizing it? And what if the secret to a happy life lies not just in honesty, but in how we face pain, use our time, and take control of our own growth? If you're ready to explore these powerful ideas and learn a few life-changing truths, then you're in the right place. Before we dive in, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It helps us grow and bring more meaningful content to you. Let's get into it. In a world full of noise, learning to listen can be your greatest strength, especially when it comes to recognizing the truth. Sign number 1, the overtalker. Liars often talk more than necessary. This behavior may seem counterintuitive. Shouldn't someone who is lying be brief, try not to say too much and risk exposure? But the truth is quite the opposite. When a person lies, they frequently feel the need to over-explain, to offer elaborate details, to talk so much that they drown the truth in a sea of noise. Why do they do this? The answer lies in insecurity. The liar knows on some level that what they're saying isn't grounded in reality. Because of that, they try to overcompensate. They believe that the more they talk, the more convincing they'll seem. They confuse quantity with credibility. If they can offer enough details, enough justifications, and enough verbal decoration, perhaps their listener won't look too closely. Perhaps they can keep the truth hidden beneath a mountain of words. But here's the paradox. The more they talk, the more they reveal. It's not always in what they say directly. Sometimes it's in what they don't say. It's in the inconsistencies between their words. It's in the nervous repetition, the vague references, the contradictions that start to surface when they speak too freely. When a person speaks beyond necessity, especially when unprompted, their tongue often runs ahead of their thoughts. And it's in that space that truth slips through the cracks. There's an ancient piece of wisdom that says, "Speak only if it improves upon the silence." In other words, words should serve a purpose. They should clarify, enlighten, express sincerity, or bring understanding. When someone speaks endlessly but says very little, that is often a sign of evasion. It's as if they're trying to fill up the space so that no one else can ask questions. They want to control the conversation, because to control the conversation is to control the narrative. Pay attention to someone who feels a need to justify themselves before you've even asked a question, or someone who constantly redirects the conversation, uses excessive detail, or repeats themselves in slightly different ways. These may all be subtle indicators that they are trying to disguise their dishonesty. Moreover, liars may use flattery or exaggerated enthusiasm to distract from their deception. They may try to charm their way into trust, thinking that likability is a shortcut to credibility. And while we all want to be liked, we must remain aware that excessive charm can sometimes be a mask. Contrast this with a person who speaks simply, clearly, and with restraint. The truth doesn't require embellishment. It doesn't demand rehearsed answers or endless backstories. The truth, by its nature, stands on its own. A truthful person may be brief, but their words carry weight. They speak with calm confidence because they have nothing to hide. In the end, silence is not just the absence of sound. It's a powerful space that reveals character. A person who is comfortable with silence, who does not feel the need to fill every moment with words, is often a person at peace with their truth. A liar, however, finds silence unbearable. In that silence, their guilt echoes. And so they talk, and talk, and talk. The wise observer does not interrupt. They let the overtalker keep speaking, because the more a liar talks, the more rope they offer themselves. Sign number 2, reactions over words. Words can be deceptive. They are tools that can be molded, rehearsed, and even weaponized. But reactions, those involuntary flashes of emotion that burst forth before the mind can intervene, are much harder to fake. If you truly want to understand someone's character, don't focus only on what they say. Pay attention to how they react, especially when they are under pressure. This idea echoes the wisdom of Rudyard Kipling, who once observed that a person's true nature emerges in moments of anger, intoxication, or great stress. Why is this so? Because in those states, the filters come off, the social mask slips, the need to maintain appearances takes a back seat to raw emotion. Think of a time when you witnessed someone lose their temper. Did their words match their usual demeanor? Did their tone and body language suddenly shift from composed chaotic? Anger often reveals the thoughts we usually keep hidden. In moments of fury, people blur out things they didn't mean, but more often than not, they did mean them. They simply lacked the restraint to keep them inside. Anger is a torchlight into the darker rooms of the mind. The same can be said for those who are drunk or emotionally overwhelmed. A drunk person may say things they've been holding in, thinking things will go unnoticed or excused. But pay attention. Alcohol doesn't invent new truths. It lowers the gate. What slips out during those moments is often what they felt all along, but were too afraid to admit. Children, too, offer a kind of raw truth. They haven't yet learned the art of deceit. Their honesty can be brutal, but it's rarely filtered. That's why Kipling grouped them with the angry and the drunk. Not because they're harmful, but because their words flow straight from thought to mouth without the polish of diplomacy. Now consider the context of a liar. A person can rehearse their lies, memorize their stories, and polish their presentation. But their reactions, those can't be scripted. A truthful person, when accused, may be confused or offended, but they won't panic. A liar, on the other hand, often overreacts. They might become defensive too quickly or try to deflect the blame onto others. They may laugh nervously, avoid eye contact, or show signs of agitation. Watch their body language. Are their shoulders tense? Are their eyes darting? Is their breathing shallow? These are signs of internal conflict, of a mind trying to manage a story while fighting the body's instinctual response to fear and shame. And when under stress, the pressure builds. The liar must maintain their facade while navigating an unpredictable environment. It's like balancing a glass of water on a shaking hand. Eventually, something spills. They may contradict themselves. Their story may evolve as more questions are asked, or they might lash out at the person questioning them, not because of genuine offense, but as a distraction technique. Genuine people, even when they're uncomfortable, remain grounded. They may not have all the right words, but their reactions are steady. They don't need to scramble for explanations because they're not carrying the weight of a lie. So if you want to understand someone, go beyond their words. Observe them when they're tired, annoyed, flustered, or caught off guard. Listen to their tone. Watch their posture. And most of all, notice what changes when they believe no one is watching. In truth, words are easy. Reactions, they tell the real story. Sign number 3, silence is a mask. Not all lies are spoken. Sometimes, the most deceptive act is not saying anything at all. Silence, when used intentionally to withhold truth, becomes a mask, a veil behind which dishonesty hides. It can seem harmless, even wise at times, to remain quiet. But when truth is needed and someone chooses silence, that silence can cause as much damage as a lie ever could. Rudyard Kipling, in his reflections on strength and character, reminds us that what truly defines a person isn't just what they say, but what they do, especially when doing the right thing is hard. We often associate deception with words, cleverly crafted sentences, half-truths, or outright lies. But consider this. If you witness wrongdoing and choose not to speak, if you know someone is being misled and stay silent, are you not in some way complicit? There is power in speech, yes, but there is also power in silence. And like all power, it comes with responsibility. When the truth comes to light. But what happens after the truth inevitably comes out? Because truth has a way of surfacing, slowly, steadily, like water wearing down stone. When it does, silence is exposed to what it truly was. Avoidance, fear, or manipulation. That's where the journey of self-improvement truly begins. It's in the aftermath, when we face the consequences of our silence, that we're given the opportunity to change, to do better, to become someone who stands for something, not someone who hides behind silence. Your words hold weight. Words are more than sounds. They're commitments. They're reflections of who we are, what we believe, and what we value. Think before you speak, not out of fear, but out of awareness. Words once spoken are like arrows released from a bow. They cannot be retrieved. They land, they impact, and they echo. The way you speak to yourself and others shapes your world. Mindful communication is more than just being honest. It's about being intentional. It means speaking with clarity, with purpose, and with compassion. It means knowing when to speak up and when to listen. But above all, it means refusing to use silence as a shield to avoid truth. If you know something that can help, heal, or protect, say it. Don't let fear dictate your voice. Hard work outshines talent. In a world obsessed with talent and natural gifts, Kipling's words cut through the noise. The strength of the pack is a wolf, and the strength of the wolf is the pack. This line from the Law of the Jungle reminds us that greatness is not born, it's forged. Discipline, loyalty, and effort are the foundations of real success. Talent may open doors, but only hard work will keep them open. We often envy those who seem naturally gifted. But what we don't see is a quiet grind, the early mornings, the failures they learn from. If you are consistent, if you show up every day with the intention to grow, you will surpass those who rely on talent alone. Grit beats luck. Persistence beats perfection. Pain is the path to growth. No one likes to suffer, but pain is one of life's greatest teachers. It humbles us. It sharpens us. It reveals what we're truly made of. The moments we want to avoid, heartbreak, failure, loss, are often the ones that shape us the most. Why? Because they strip away illusion. They show us who we really are and what really matters. Kipling understood this. His poem, If, speaks of keeping your head when all around are losing theirs, of bearing misfortune with quiet strength. This isn't about suppressing emotion. It's about accepting pain as a necessary part of growth. Real happiness often comes after a storm. Don't run from the rain. Learn to dance in it. The storms you face today may become the strength you carry tomorrow. Take responsibility for your life. Waiting for someone else to fix your life is a trap. No one is coming to save you. And that's not a bleak truth. It's a liberating one. The power to change your life lies within you. You are the author of your own story. Kipling's wisdom speaks loudly here. The strongest people are not those who avoid failure, but those who own their mistakes, learn from them, and move forward. Don't waste time blaming others. Don't hide behind excuses. Face your flaws, confront your habits, and make the choice to be better each day. Responsibility is power. When you accept it fully, your life begins to change. Time is priceless. Time is the only resource you can never get back. You can recover money. You can rebuild trust. But once time is gone, it's gone forever. Kipling's generation understood the weight of time, and so should we. Every second wasted on meaningless arguments, toxic relationships, or shallow distractions is a second stolen from your potential. Value your time like you value your life, because they're inseparable. Be selective with your attention. Invest your energy in people and projects that matter. Say no to anything that doesn't move you closer to who you want to become. Create your opportunities. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. It rarely comes. The people you admire didn't wait for permission. They created their own chances. The life you dream about won't appear on its own. It must be built step by step through bold action. Start where you are. Use what you have. Move forward, even if it's slowly. Small steps lead to big changes over time. And if you fail, that's part of the process. Fail forward. Each setback is a lesson. Each stumble is a stepping stone. Speak with courage. In the end, your voice matters. Your actions matter. Don't let fear silence you. Don't let comfort make you complacent. Speak the truth, even when it's hard. Work hard, even when no one's watching. And take responsibility, even when it's painful. Silence can be a mask, but it can also be a choice. Choose to use your voice wisely, not to deceive or to hide, but to uplift, to protect, and to lead. Because real character isn't found in words alone. It's found in the courage to act, the discipline to endure, and the wisdom to grow. The truth is powerful. It can hurt. It can heal. But most importantly, it sets you free. Be honest with others. Be honest with yourself. Take control of your time, your words, your growth. And when you fall, which you will, remember you have the strength to rise again. So, the next time you sense something's not right, trust those small signs. And as you journey through life, let character, not comfort, guide your steps. If this message spoke to you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment below. What's one truth you've learned the hard way? We'd love to hear your story. Until next time, keep growing, keep rising,